Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another exciting and very important topic. Today we are going to talk about Zero Trust architecture, one of the hottest and most crucial topic in the world of security. So in this video we'll see, first we'll try to understand why Zero Trust architecture come into the picture, then we'll look at the traditional security models that existed before Zero Trust. And after that, we'll discuss the problem with the old models and why they fail in the today's modern environment. Then we'll dive into what is zero trust architecture actually is and explore some real world examples. And finally, we'll uncover the core principles of zero trust with the help of simple diagrams to make it crystal clear. So let's get started and understand this modern approach to security, the game changer that is zero trust architecture. So before we jump into what is zero trust architecture actually is, let's first understand the old security model that exists before zero trust. So basically there were two main approach, but the most common was traditional perimeter security model. Think of it like this: earlier companies used firewall as a strong barriers to restrict who could enter their network. Once you were inside the company's network, you were automatically considered as trusted. In other words, if you were inside the firewall, you were seen as a trusted user. A simple way to imagine this is a castle and moat analogy. The castle wall are strong and secure, but once you inside the castle, you can move freely without restrictions. So assumption was if you made it past the gate, you must be trusted. And this worked well in the past. Why? Because the users and the device were inside the office buildings. Application run on the company owned servers in their data centers. And the remote work was very rare. Most of people come to the office and work within the secure network. So back then this model made sense and was effective. But things have changed now. Now the way of working is completely different. Employees work remotely from anywhere in the world. Applications are no longer just in the company data centers, they are in the cloud like Azure, AWS, Google Cloud, SaaS apps, and many more. And here is the biggest problem: if even one account get compromised, attackers can move freely inside the net, just like thief inside the network. That's the problem with old perimeter based security model. Companies soon realize perimeter security alone is not enough. So the industry shifted to a new approach, that is zero trust architecture. And that's why zero trust come in. Company realized that the old perimeter based security model is no longer enough. So we must now assume attacker can get inside, so every user, device and request must be continuously verified, no matter if it is coming from inside the network or outside. And this gave rise of the new model, that is zero trust architecture, which simply means never trust, always verify. So what exactly is zero trust architecture? It's a modern cybersecurity framework that builds on zero trust principle. Its goal is to prevent data and limit lateral movement of attackers inside the network. The foundation of zero trust is very simple: never trust, always verify. Now to achieve this, zero trust uses a combination of security technology such as identity and access management, multi-factor authentication, microsegmentation, encryption, real-time monitoring. If you look at the screen, zero trust can be understood in three layers. Number one, identity verification, which means confirm the user's identity before granting access. Then number two, device verification, that is check if the device being used. And number three, least privilege access, grant only the minimum access required, nothing more. So let's try to understand the core principle of zero trust. That is number one, verify explicitly. Always check user's identity, device health and context before granting the access. Number two, least privilege access, user got only the access they need, do their job, no extra permissions. And assume breach, work with the mindset that attackers might already inside, design the system in such a way that even if the breach happens, attackers are contained and limited. And that in a nutshell is what zero trust architecture is all about. So that's all about a zero trust architecture, how it come into the existing and why it is so important today. So let's do a quick recap what we covered in this video so far. We started by understanding the old security model before zero trust. Then we looked at the traditional perimeter security and how it worked. Then we discussed the problem with that, the old model in the today's modern cloud first. After that, we explored why zero trust was introduced and how it solves the issue. And finally, we broke down the core principle of zero trust, which is verify explicitly, list privilege access, and assume breach along with the real world example. So in short, zero trust is not just a buzzword, it's a new foundation of cybersecurity in modern, remote, and cloud-driven era. So if you found this video very helpful and valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. If you have any questions, drop them in comment section. I'll be happy to help you. And as I always say, keep learning, happy coding, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, have a great day.